Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Earle, and it's just going to be yours truly today. Tim not available, has some things with work to do, so it'll just be me today. But we got a decent hockey card, we got a decent NBA card, so we do have a decent card to go over. So we're not going to waste too much time here. We'll quickly recap what happened yesterday. 1-1 right, 1-1 wrong in the world of sports betting. Overall, was a solid day for me. 7-4 up 1.38 units yesterday. What did we do on the site? Was it a profitable day on the site? Let's take a look. Doesn't look like it because the last 7 days were up, but we're not up yesterday. So didn't have a positive day yesterday on the site, but personally did. College basketball only had 2 plays for one team. Boston College +6, Boston College +210. They went outright by double digits. So that was fun there. 2-0 plus 0.92 units there. In the NHL went 1-2 down 0.98 units. Had the Buffalo Sabres +155. Had the Buffalo Sabres team total over 2.5 -145. They lose 2-1, so that wasn't fun. But had the Anaheim Ducks last night, which I had no confidence in. Once I saw who was actually playing for the Ducks last night, and I think I had every game graded out well towards the under, which would have gone 2-1. But looking at it here, I posted this once I recapped the game for that Ducks money line. No Zegras, no Terry, no McTavish, no Carlson, no Henrique, no Carrick, no problem. Ducks money line winner. I'll take it. I'll 100% take it there to end the night. That's the game that put me into the positives for the night. The NBA is the reason why I was profitable yesterday. I ended up going 4-2 in the NBA, up 1.44 units. Started off poorly. Lost the over 215 with Cleveland, Atlanta by 2 points. Game finishes 213. So slight loser there, but Memphis and Philadelphia over 212 was a winner. They were up, I think, 20 points at one point, the Houston Rockets, and I felt lucky to get the cover at +6. They lose the game outright, but or at +7. They lose by 6. +7 was a winner. +220 was a loser. And then to close out the night was a nice little, felt relatively easy winner. There was 236 points scored. So Utah team total over 109.5 was a winner, and the full game over 223.5 was a winner. That's back-to-back games with the Utah Jazz that I've cashed the team total over, full game over. I want to say I've bet 3 straight games for them as well. They are not in action today, so no Jazz team total over, full game over, double up today. But that was a nice way to end the night there in the NBA. Overall, 7-4 up 1.38 units. And I was running my numbers yesterday. I'm quietly having a decent March, 48 and 31 up 9.92 units in the month of March. So having a good start to this month, and hopefully we'll continue that here today. Let's see. Morning, guys. My favorite play yesterday, Grizzlies. Yeah, I had the over in that game. That was a nice little winner there. What's good, Terrency? How you doing? But we will get into the NHL card for today. And we'll get started here with Tampa Bay and Calgary. I did a free pick video for this game last night. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have the Tampa Bay Lightning opened up at -148. It's up to a -150. So we've had a 2-cent line movement towards Tampa Bay here on Bet Online. Line opened up at 6.5 at -106. It is a 6.5 at -103. Let's take a look at this cash flow in this spot here. Let's switch this over to today. There we go. And let's take a look at what we have here. 2,547 tickets in. 86% of the tickets, 95% of the cash is on the Lightning. The line's moved 2 cents towards the Lightning. I would have thought there would have been a bigger move towards Tampa with that type of money coming in on it. And then 33% of the tickets, 84% of cash coming on the over as well in this game. Now, I don't trust the Lightning right now. I just don't. I took the Flames in this game. Honestly, looking at current form, I think the wrong team's favored in this spot. And I get it. It's in Tampa Bay. But when you look at the way the Flames have been playing as of late, this is a team that is scoring goals. This is a team that is playing good defense. And they're on a nice little win streak. They had their 5-game winning streak snapped in the last game. In their last game of the homestand, they have played 7 of their last 8 games at home, the Flames. So that's one thing to keep in mind. They started off the homestand rough. But they haven't left Alberta in 8 straight games. They lost 6-3 to the Sharks. They lost 5-0 to the Wings before rattling off 5 straight wins against 4 playoff teams and the Penguins. 6-3 against Winnipeg, 3-2 in overtime against Boston. They went to Edmonton, won 6-3, 4-2 against LA, 4-3 against Pittsburgh, and then they lose to the Kraken 4-2. We've been on them an awful lot. We were on them against the Kraken, which lost. We were on them against Pittsburgh. We were on them against the Kings. We were on them against the Oilers. We were on them against the Bruins. I don't think we were on them again. We were on them against Winnipeg. We were on them against the Wings. So we've been on them the last 7 games and make it 8 in a row. I'm on the Flames, and I've been riding this Flames team. I have a feeling I'm going to be riding this Flames team for a while. Jacob Markstrom is actually the goaltending advantage right now over Andrei Vasilevskiy. You look at Vasilevsky's stats this year, they've been less than stellar. And that also makes me kind of interested to see what this team total is. Minus 150 is a little pricey, but I like this team total over 2.5 here a little bit with the Calgary Flames. When you look at what they've been doing offensively, only 2 last game, but 4-4-6, 3-6 during that win streak. And they've gotten at least 3 goals in 7 of their last 10 games. The only ones they didn't was that 2-0 loss against the Rangers, the 5-0 loss against the Red Wings, and the 4-2 loss against the Kraken. If they win this game, they cover this number, or they cover that team total over. I lean towards that direction. I wanted a price not minus 150 is kind of what I was hoping for there, but I'm just going to probably just stick with the money line here. I got the Calgary Flames at $1.25. It's probably, I think it's at around $1.30 range now is what I'm seeing. I like the Flames to get the job done here in Tampa Bay. So Flames money line for me here in this spot. Got totally screwed yesterday. Had the pathetic SMU team. Yeah, they should have lost that game. They hit that 3 with about 5 seconds left. And yeah, I knew once it was going to overtime that game was done. I was hoping UC pulled that off, but yeah. Yo, what's good, Joe Kryptonite? Thunderbolts. No, Flames. I've moved on this game as well, and okay, this line's actually moved in my favor. It's ticked up to where I thought it would be. Let's get into it here. The Edmonton Oilers and the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Oilers minus 275 road favorites in this game, total of 6.5 in this one. They're coming into this game playing some good hockey as of late. Winners of 5 in a row are these Edmonton Oilers. Let's take a look at the line history here, where it opened up at a 235. It's up to a 259 now. Line opened up at a 208. It's a 228. Or my bad. Yeah, the line opened up at a 125 for the over 6.5. It's up to a 132, and I'm seeing some 6s pop up. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game. 82% of the tickets are on the under, but yet this line's gone from 6.5 to 7. And then 44% of the tickets, 71% of the cash on the Blue Jackets puck line. We have no cash flow here on the money line, which minus 275, I can care less. Let's take a look at my projections for this game, where I had this game at a 7. So that's exactly where I thought this game was going to go. And I have this game projected for the Oilers to score 4 goals. Now, obviously, this is probably going to be a 4.5 number type of team total here with the Edmonton Oilers. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you there's value on the Oilers. It's minus 275 road favorites, minus 270 road favorites. Because there's not. And the team total is a 4.5 at plus 130. I kind of lean in that direction, taking the over with the team total over with the Oilers, but at 4.5, I would want to see what a 3.5 would be, probably juiced. So that's probably why it's a 4.5 there. But the way this Oilers team has been playing has been really good as of late. They've won 5 games in a row against LA, St. Louis, Seattle, Pittsburgh, and Boston. On the flip side, Columbus is playing a little bit better as of late. They were competitive against Pittsburgh. They win 6-3 against Vegas. They win 5-2 against Chicago. So a nice little. They've won 2 out of the last 3 games. They have been getting their team total over, which is something to keep an eye out for. We cashed the team total over last game with Columbus. Actually, we've cashed it the past 3 games with Columbus, I believe. But you can get their team total over 2.5 -125. I'm actually very interested in that because I've already played the over 6.5 in this game. And the Blue Jackets have been scoring goals as of late, 3, 6, 5 in their previous 3 games. So offensively, they've kind of picked it up as of late. Edmonton's a team I don't 100% trust defensively. We're going to move on this here. Columbus team total over 2.5 at -125. I've already got the full game over 6.5 at -130. So I'll take this as well. Columbus team total over 2.5 -125, as well as the full game over 6.5 for me in this spot. I got smoked yesterday, but hola, what's good? Oh, Tim is here. Okay, I didn't think Tim was going to be here. Cool, he's backstage. Hello.
Yeah,
I thought you were not showing up.
I was supposed to do something, and then I didn't end up doing it because people called out, so I was not able to go.
Yay! So we have you to talk some hockey with. There we go.
Ugh.
Panthers and Penguins on the ice. I was leaning Capitals. I wanted to bet the Capitals. And then and Panthers. I mean, obviously, you know how much I love the Panthers. I love the Tarasenko move for them. But with that being said, I think this line is too expensive for me to back Florida today. Maybe if you want to get involved in a team total over, we'll see. Tarasenko is going to be on that top line with Reinhart and Barkov. So that's something interesting to see there, how that gels. So we'll see. Need them. Fire picks today. Didn't cap anything. Oh, boy. I got the over. Yep. What's up, my fellas from the same mother? Let's smash this shit. Hey, good luck today. Good luck to Gio there. Timmy, says Nathan. Any thoughts on these first 2 games?
I don't even know. Okay. I kind of lean Calgary. But obviously I'm high on Calgary with having futures on them. But I personally have nothing in that game, and I'm not touching this one. So no, I don't have anything for the first 2 games.
Fair. So we'll move on to the next matchup here, where we have, oh boy. The Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes, -300 for the Hurricanes, total of 6 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this spot here, where we have Carolina opening up as -295 favorites. They're now -300. This line opened up at a 6 at -120. It's a 6 at -122. So we've had a move towards the over. We've had a move towards Carolina slightly. 97% of the tickets on Carolina explains that. 80% of the tickets and 50% of the cash on the puck line, though, for the Montreal Canadiens. And I kind of agree with that puck line look with the Canadiens. And then we have 57% of the tickets are on the under in this game, with the line moving slightly towards that under. Taking a look at my projections for this game, I'm obviously not going to sit here and tell you there's value on a -300 favorite, because you know me, I never say that. I had this game projected for 5.99 goals, so I think this 6 number is correct. However, I think I see a little bit of value here, depending on what the number is, with the Montreal Canadiens team total over 2.5. They've been scoring goals as of late, and I kind of like this Montreal Canadiens +1.5 puck line. And one thing I've noticed with Canadiens is I think they lead the league in 1-goal games. Team total over 2.5 is +115 for the Canadiens. Granted, this has been a series dominated by the Hurricanes as of late. 7 straight wins for these Carolina Hurricanes against the Montreal Canadiens. 5-3, 3-0, 4-3 in a shootout, 6-2, 4-0, 4-0, 4-1 in those games. So they've covered the puck line and 6 of those 7 wins. Montreal coming in on 3 straight overtime games. They beat Nashville in overtime. They force shootouts versus both Florida and Tampa Bay, lose both those games in shootouts. They've been competitive, though. Like, when you look at what they've done, the three overtime games in a row, the 4-2 win against Arizona, they lose 4-3 against New Jersey. The 4-1 game against Pittsburgh wasn't great, but 3-2 against Buffalo, 4-3 against Washington. So they're losing a lot of 1-goal games. This team is 40-22 ATS this year, but they only have 24 wins. This is a team that is losing games in overtime because they have 10 overtime losses, and they're losing games in regulation by 1 goal. So there's no way in hell I'm laying -1.5 with Hurricanes in this game. That's not happening, especially at minus number. It's a -115, -117. I see this as a 1-goal game, and I lean towards the Canadiens team total over here in this spot. The Canadiens team total would probably be my best bet in this game. If I was betting anything, I'm going to lay off in this spot because of the track history between these two teams kind of makes me a little bit nervous. Plus, Montreal, this is their 4th road game in a row, which is tricky on the road. And then they get to go home. Oh, yeah, no, I'm good. Because their next game, they go home and play Toronto. So I'm good. I'll pass on this one.
I will say I'm not invested in this game, but I am now invested in futures for the Carolina Hurricanes. I took them to win the cup at 950 yesterday. I tweeted it out. This is a Carolina team that has been going under the radar the entire year, and that kind of made me like them to kind of make a run this year. They'll have Svechnikov for the run, and I think that their goaltending will slowly turn over, and they'll be good enough. And all you need, and we saw this in the playoffs a couple years ago, is one goalie to get hot. If that's Ronta, if that's Martin, if that's Pachekov, you just need one goaltender to get hot, and I think they could do it. Obviously, I'm not laying -300 on the Canes. I'm not messing with a puck line with the Canes just because of how scrappy Montreal has been. It could be a bad game for Montreal, as you mentioned. They get Toronto next, but this is a stay off. Maybe how about an under? I could easily see this one being a 3-2 in overtime type of game because Carolina's been playing better defense as of late. I kind of like the under if I had to go after anything in this game, Nick.
I want to see one quick thing before we move on what the number is for this one here because I'm kind of interested in what it would be. +385. Draw.
I can see
draw. And if you're looking for player props, I think there was a couple guys that you to look at here. It starts and ends with Jesperi Kotkaniemi. He's on the 4th line. But my reasoning behind this is he's a former Montreal Canadian. So that's always someone to look at there. And I believe there's a Montreal Canadian that's a former Hurricane as well. To look at for props if you're looking at like that revenge angle. Because I remember seeing Kotkaniemi and thinking that was one spot. Okay, no, I don't think there was any former Hurricanes here that I see. Oh, well. But yeah, Jesperi Kotkaniemi on the 4th line could be a good bargain bin hunter type of play.
Back to the chat. I'm putting college basketball up on the site if you're able to just take over for 2 seconds. It's only 2 plays that I have to put up.
There we go. Sorry, my screen went black for a second. So yeah, there we go.
Okay.
My play of the day: Nuggets even money. Not sure the seal very currently. See, I saw somebody put up that play. I was leaning the other way. I was leaning Boston, but yeah. What's up, bros? Hope all is well. I'm never betting the Sabres again in my life, but let's go Ducks. I like the Blues and the Wild. I am on the Blues. I am against the Wild. We'll get into that there. Lightning and Reg. Home team is 7-0 in their last matchups. Fair. Shout out to everybody. What's up, fellas? What's good? Razor Sharp Picks. What is good? I believe you got your Kings last night there, Razor. If I remember right, because I remember they were down big early in the game and they made a comeback. Yeah, they did. They won by double digits. So yeah, there you go. You got your Kings plus 2.5 last night. USA. All right. We'll move into the next matchup. This is a gross slate because this is the third straight game of a minus 200 or higher favorite. We have the Florida Panthers and the Philadelphia Flyers. We had the Panthers as minus 230 favorites in this game with a total of 6 in this spot. Line opened up at a 225. It's down to a 224. So we've had a 1 cent line movement towards Philly. Line opened up at a 6 at minus 120. It's now a 6 at minus 111. So we have a move towards the under here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this game between Philly and Florida. 89% of tickets, 60% of the cash is on the Florida Panthers. 83% of tickets are on the puck line. 1,477 tickets in, so not much to go off of there. 91% of the tickets are on the under in this game. The line's moving towards that under in this spot. And just because it's the Panthers, I'm not going to sit here and tell you minus 230 favorite. I have this game projected for them to be around minus 200. So I think that this line's about right when it comes to this team. I think the Panthers are obviously bet on, and the Flyers are going to be bet against going forward. But at this line, I can't pull the trigger on this one. We've backed the Panthers the last few games, and they were they beat New Jersey. The hell with the coaching bump. They beat the Rangers on the road, both the 2 very good games there. They come back home. This could be a little bit of a weird spot for them. I'm not going to be putting my money against the Florida Panthers. That's the way things are going to go in these games. And I said this 2 months ago, and they went on this crazy run. If you're looking to bet Panthers games, it's bet on the Panthers or don't bet the game. And I think this is one where you don't bet the game. So I'm passing on this one here. I think the total is about right, and I think the line's about right.
Yeah, I'm not. Another one. I just don't want to be laying big juice. I don't lay big juice like that. So no, this is another kind of stay away game. It is Panthers or nothing. So we'll get that through. It is Panthers or nothing, and it is nothing. And I feel like I'm the same way with NHL, Nick, as you are with NBA. I need a reason to bet a game. And a minus 200 favorite is not a reason for me to bet a game. And so I'm going to end up staying away from this one as well. I have a couple plays that I like in the NBA, but it's kind of a lighter card for me. So for right now, this one's another pass.
Fair enough. Back to the chat.
Keep going. I got one more game to put up. There was actually 4 spreadsheet plays.
Okay.
There's a couple late ones, so that's why I missed them the first time around.
There you go. Yes, sir. 2-0 plus 800 yesterday. Now 16-1-1 the last 18. Get it, Razor. Let's cash tins. What's good? Moneyline Mills. Morning, gentlemen. Morning, Untouchable. North America Parlay, American/USA. There you go. Good luck. Razor, who do you like in college basketball? Nathan's asking there. Blues money line again for me. Yeah. Blues money line. Panthers first period minus 180. Perfect parlay piece selection. I just take the full game there. IPFW. I think we have a lean towards IPFW. I would like to bet IPFW to win the Horizon League.
I'm done with IPFW. Screw them. They're annoying.
Predators in the under based on last game small sprinkle on puck line starting new streak. There you go. Supness. Haven't bet anything yet. There you go. South Carolina State line seems fishy and moving the wrong way. South Carolina State taking on who was it? North Carolina Central.
Oh, our NCC.
Yeah, we were leaning towards laying the points with Central there,
but not enough for us to bet it.
Yeah, copy. We'll send out a tweet when my plays are ready. There you go. We'll move on here to a game I actually have a play in. I haven't bet the last 2 games. I have bet this game already. Devils are minus 180, total of 6.5 in the spot against the St. Louis Blues. And let's take a look at the line history in this game here, where we have the Devils opening up at minus 165. They're up to a 173. So we've had a move towards the Devils, which is rather confusing. And total opened up at 6.5 minus 106. So we've had no line movement on the total there, just a small movement towards the Devils. This one here, 64% of the tickets, 76% of the cash on the Devils. It makes sense there. Only 900 tickets in, though, so take that with a grain of salt. 50-50 split on the total, which makes sense why the line hasn't moved for that game. Let's take a look at my projections for this one here, where I have the Devils projected around a minus 120. This Devils team has some major problems. Now, the Blues are no different. They have their problems too. This is why both these teams are on the outside looking in at the moment. However, you give me the goaltending advantage here with a plus 150 dog, and I'm going to take a shot here with Binnington over whoever the hell they put in net, whether it's Nico Dodge, whether it's Akira Schmid, whether it's Vitek Vanacek. I don't care. This Devils team's goaltending sucks. This Devils team is not good. They were a team that a lot of people, including myself, like to go far this year. I thought they had a chance to win the Metro. I thought they had a chance to win the East. I noticed about 3 weeks in, I was dead wrong, and I haven't been betting them. This is a Devils team I've been fading most of the year. After being really high on them heading into the season, I learned really quick that this is not the team I thought they were going to be, and we kind of got bamboozled with what this team did last year in the playoffs. People are really laying $1.80 with this team right now. I ain't. Give me a reason. Coaching bump? You guys lost to Florida in the last game. And I said that last game, though, that this is one of those games that the coaching bump was not something I was looking at. And I will take plus 150 with the Blues in this game all day long. I think they win this game more than 40% of the time. My numbers suggest they do as well. And at 6.5, I think that line's correct. I have this game projected for 6.42. So no real edge on the total on the side. I'm on St. Louis here in this spot, and I'm kind of interested to see what the St. Louis team total is. Because if I can get a 2.5 at a decent number, I'll double down and take St. Louis team total over as well. They've won 3 in a row against the Devils. They've won 7 of the last 10 against the Devils. And I can get team total over 2.5 minus 135. I'll take a piece of that as well. Blues team total over 2.5 minus 135, and the money line at plus 150 for me.
I will say I wish I did put futures in preseason because I was not high on this Devils team.
Would be nice,
huh?
Because the Devils to miss the playoffs.
I would have been on Devils under and Devils to miss playoffs because I was not high on this team. Everybody and their mother had them top 5, top 6, 4th, 3rd, 4th.
See, I think
first.
For me,
and I'm just no, that's they. I looked at them like 9th, maybe 10th. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna be down and. Now, this is not a Devils team that is particularly good. And this is a Blues team that's fighting for a playoff spot right now. So these are two teams that are kind of on the outside looking in type of deal. It would be a lean towards the Blues. And as crazy as it sounds, actually, no, the Devils still have a better chance at making the playoffs than the Blues do. Devils, according to Money Puck, Devils 8.8% chance to still make the playoffs. St. Louis 4.6. But I look at this one. I lean Blues. I kind of lean towards the under in this one. I could see this one being more of an under because we've seen the Blues play more defensive games. If you like the St. Louis Blues, maybe an alternative look at it would be to take the Devils team total under. Because the Devils have not looked as strong as of late. So I would look towards that. Maybe an under, Blues, Devils team total under, something in that range. I'm not entirely sure what exactly I want to land on yet, though.
Yeah, and I think one thing that I was looking at preseason with this Devils team is I said this Devils team has the potential if they figure out their goaltending, and they haven't. And maybe they make a move at the deadline, but at this point, who's available out there to make a move for? The top two goaltenders I thought were going to get dealt during the deadline here, Tim. Their teams are on winning streaks right now, and they're back in the playoff race or in a playoff spot with, in the case of UC Saros and Jacob Markstrom. I thought those two were going to be the top two goaltenders being dealt, and maybe this is a John Gibson. And one thing with John Gibson is I think Lucas Dostal is making this much of an easier decision to let him get the starting job and trade Dostal or trade Gibson. So could be an interesting spot there. That probably Gibson's your best available goaltender that should be dealt with in the next day or two.
There you go. Back to the chat. Pepperdine. Who's Pepperdine got today?
Pacific.
It's not even on the.
Was it a game that
I don't
remember
have it
typing in last night, right?
I don't have. I'm typing it in. I type Pepperdine in. It's not popping up for.
I see it. We have.
I was looking on covers because I wanted to see the records and stuff.
Yeah. We have Pepperdine as about 11.5 point favorite on neutral site here, which they are on neutral site against Pacific today for the Big West tournament.
Gotcha. Expected this game to be minus 120 pick'em for the Devils. Yeah, I could have easily seen this. When I saw plus 150 for Jay Binney, I said, let's go. There you go. Murray State. What does Murray State got? Okay, am I just missing? Okay, these are all tournament stuff that I can't see on here. South Alabama, another one that is there. Belmont, no. And Tarleton. I could see Tarleton State. The other ones I couldn't bring up on covers. And when somebody asked me about a game, yeah, I could bring up the spreadsheet, but I also want to look at the records and bring it up on covers as well. So, Nick, what do you have for the first three games? Murray State, South Alabama, and Belmont.
Murray State, I have the Racers as about a 0.5 point favorite. So slight edge towards Missouri State. For the South Alabama game, I have the Jaguars projected minus 2.75. So slight edge towards them at the 2.5 number. And the final one was Belmont, which I have projected around 12.5, 13 range. So lean towards Valparaiso plus 14.
There you go. Sabres building a contender starter starting with their blue line. Yes, they are. They now have 5 defensemen that were first-round picks.
Yeah.
Because Robertson and Gustafson were both first-round picks. So, interesting there. Iona. Who does Iona got? They've got Manhattan. Kind of like Manhattan. I feel like
we have a lean towards Iona in that game.
Wazoo. Yeah. I like Wazoo today. Yes. Also, a Blues reverse puck line sprinkle. Go for it. Blues away record is 14-16. Devils home record is 14-16. There you go. Panthers game over 5.5. Nick,
I could see it, but I thought it was a 6.
in what universe are the Devils minus 190 phase? They're still recovering from that Kane beat down last year. There you go. Back a championship goalie for the Blues rather than a 2 bargain bin backups for the Devils. Jay Binney coming in saying Blues money line. Ha ha. Under in the Vegas game, Bruins money line, Predators in regulation, Coyotes. I have a feeling that the Predators are going to be very popular today, but we'll see.
I mean, I understand the reason behind it.
I understand too, yeah. Have cashed 6 in a row with Ryder. Today, we ride to 7. Ryder to the storm. Get it? Also, under in the Blues Devils. And then Yotes have the 3rd most penalties and bottom 20 power play defense. Wild have a top 10 power play offense.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's talk about this game, Nick. And I actually like a play in this one.
I actually really like to play in this game until one team went to overtime last night. Because let's take a look here. We have the Boston Bruins. They're hosting the Toronto Maple Leafs, where we have the Bruins minus 140 favorites with a total of 6 in this game. Let's get up the line history in this spot here, where this game opened up with the Bruins as minus 135 favorites. They're up to 140 now. Line opened up at a 6 and minus 120. It's down to a 6 and minus 108. So we've had a decent move towards the under in this game, and we've had a slight move towards the Bruins in this spot here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this spot here. And I don't know why it come on, covers or not covers, Action Network here. I accidentally clicked one thing wrong. There we go. We have 59% of the tickets and 73% of the cash is on the Toronto Maple Leafs, 4,050 tickets in. 77% of the tickets, 92% of the cash on the under. And the line's moving towards the under here. And for this game, I had full intentions, and I still might bet them. I'm just a little bit more hesitant here on finding a way to potentially back the Maple Leafs in this game. And what makes me nervous in this spot is the fact that we have the Maple Leafs off an overtime game last night. They went 2-1 into overtime against the Buffalo Sabres. They won in overtime last night against Buffalo Sabres. In a game that really, did not have too much offensive numbers last night. I believe I saw a post where they said heading into the third period, there was 0 high danger chances. So that was kind of interesting there. I'm currently waiting for this page to load so I can get the numbers from last night because I don't have the full spreadsheet numbers done for Toronto. But I have a feeling my numbers are going to lean towards Toronto in this game. And I need to decide whether or not I still want to back them here, because maybe last night should have been a game where Toronto blew Buffalo out of the water, but or at least I saw that there was a potential look at spot for the Maple Leafs yesterday. Towards Boston today after losing 4-1 in their last game to them. So I'm going to punch in the rest of the numbers here. Tim, what's your thoughts on this game? I'm leaning Toronto in this spot, especially with Wool projected in net on the back-to-back.
That's actually I feel like it's a spot where it's 2 fade spots for me, because Toronto just went to overtime and won in overtime against Buffalo. And then the last time these two teams played, Boston won. So I really wanted to look towards Boston in today's game. But with the revenge angle there, I just feel like it's a weird spot. Now, it's not much of a travel. It's not much of a not much of that. But playing and I watched the game last night. They played a physical game last night. And I can see them being a little bit worn out after last night's game. So I'm going to stay away from this game. Maybe another under could be an option type of deal. But at first, I was staring at the Boston Bruins, and then I looked at recent games and saw that they just played, and that happened. So it ends up keeping me away from this one. Should be a really good game, though. So we'll see.
I'm going to take a shot at them here. I'm taking plus 122 at the Toronto Maple Leafs. And I think this is a really good draw candidate as well. The Toronto Maple draws versus the Drawston Tea Party. So we'll see there. I'll take a little bit of Maple Leafs here in this spot, plus 122.
There you go. LOL. The only lock, of course, in Sabres Predators is that a team in blue and gold will win. Yeah, hopefully it's Buffalo, but I highly doubt it tonight. Bruins and the over. Screw the Leafs. They ruined Sabres night. They did ruin Sabres night. How could they? I took IPFW to win the Horizon at 12-1 2 days ago. That 12-1 line always seems to be a draw to me. There you go. And then Pepperdine spread is a good play, Nathan. I'm also on that. There you go. Let's head to this one, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Washington Capitals and the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins minus 165 favorites in this game, total 6 in this game. Let's get into it here where we have, let's take a look at the line history in this spot where Pittsburgh and Washington, there we go. Line opened up at a 167, it's down to a 163, so we've had a move towards Washington. Line opened up at a 6.5 at plus 115. It's a 6.5 at plus or minus 115. Now it's a 6.5 at plus 105. So we've had a 20-cent line movement towards the under in this game here, and we've had a slight move towards Washington. Taking a look at the cash flow, 87% of the tickets, 95% of the cash, 2,500 tickets in. We'll definitely move the line down like that. And then 52% of the tickets are on the Penguins, no cash flow there. This one. I have the Penguins around $1.40 favorites in this game. So it's Washington or nothing for me in this spot. These are two teams I would rather bet against than bet on at the moment, though. That's the thing, ultimate thing with this game. I lean under the total as well. I had this game projected for Darcy Kemper and for Trishan Yari. So I right, and at the end of the day, these are two teams that are to be faded rather than to be backed. And I especially right now with the deadline being in 2 days, with the trades that are going to go down with these two teams. We've already seen it. Washington traded Mantha away. He is a Vegas Golden Knight. I think they got a second and a fourth back for him. And then with Pittsburgh, Gensel is going to get traded, and who knows who else is going to get traded on that team. We'll see. But Pittsburgh's going to be going through a rebuild really soon, and I look forward to seeing it. I have no interest in this game. It would have to be Caps or nothing now.
Yeah, welcome to the battle of mid. And maybe even below mid at this point. I want nothing to do with this one. Maybe an under. I'm kind of seeing some more defensive games, or not really defensive more than just I feel like these teams are going to a little bit lack in offense kind of deal. So I want to look towards the under in this game. I'm seeing some 6.5s out there. I feel like that could be a interesting spot. But this is, once again, I have to have a reason to want to go after games. And there's been very few games in the NHL today that kind of call out, say, I need to go and bet this. This game is not one of them. This one's going to be a pass for me, Nick.
Fair.
Here, I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. We'll head back to the chat here, where we have. Let's take a look here. Another dog I like, Manhattan at home off of a loss and revenge spot against the Iona Gales. There you go. Alabama State, Abilene, and Oregon. Let's take a look at those games real quick. Alabama State against Southern. We have a slight edge on Southern in that game. Abilene, Christian, we have that game projected at a 2.85, so it's a slight lean towards the Seattle in that game. Seattle money line could be an interesting look there. And then the Oregon game against Colorado, I have that game projected closer towards a pick'em, so it's a lean towards the Buffaloes in that one there. Caps money line leaning over, yeah. I would only lean Capitals in this game. Alabama A&M and Norfolk State.
Norfolk State's another. That's Norfolk State's undefeated at home, if I remember right.
Alabama A&M, we have them projected around 2.5 point dogs, and that's exactly where they are.
Yeah, 12-0 at home, but 2-6 against the spread. Oh, they actually don't have 4 spreads out there because they were against D2, App State, and D2. So
yeah, Norfolk State, we have a slight edge towards the Spartans there. Pistons today. Look into that in a little bit. They're 2-point dogs.
Under.
We'll get into that. But first, we'll get into this game here, Tim. Buffalo Sabres and the Nashville Predators. And this is an interesting spot here. Let's get into the line history in this one. Let me get my projections. And I have to punch in the numbers from last night's game for Buffalo, Toronto to get the projections for Buffalo here. I have this game projected for Saros and Comrie in this game. I'm suspecting Comrie because we just saw Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen play a back-to-back. Do we really think he's going to start, 18 games in a row, it feels like at this point? It's been a while since Comrie's played. Line opened up at a 165. It's down to a 156 for the Preds. So we've had to move towards the Buffalo Sabres in this one here. Line opened up at a 6.5 minus 117. It's down to a 6.5 and minus 101. So we've had to move towards the under. We've had to move towards Buffalo in this spot here. We have Nashville coming in off of the game that snapped their winning streak. And we basically have no cash flow in this game. 990 tickets in. 77% of the tickets is on the Predators. And that is all. That is all we have for this game for side and for total. And looking at cash flow. Oh no, we already did cash flow there. With the slight move towards Buffalo. Buffalo was a little bit of a bet on team for a little bit. Definitely not with Comrie. I have no interest in the team with Comrie in that. However,
is it confirmed or
I don't know, and that's the thing that that's the reason why I haven't pulled the trigger yet. With Comrie and net, I have the Preds as a 170, 175 favorite in this game. If you told me Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, maybe I pump the brakes on that. I lean Preds -1 in this game. Preds -1, I think, is the only way I can look. And even if they go through Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, this would be he would be playing a back-to-back again. It would also be his 4th game in 6 days or something like that. Like, they're trying to kill the kid.
To be fair, for the back-to-back, Granato was not going to play him for the second night. UPL asked him to.
Yeah, he played on the second, the third. He's played. Wait, so when was the last time Comrie got a start?
It was
a while. February 15th
against the Panthers.
Yeah, since then, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen has played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games since February 17th. That's 10 games in about 23 days?
That's a lot.
That's a lot of freaking hockey for Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen to be playing, which explains why I think we probably see some regression for UPL as well. It should be Comrie today. Should. If it's Comrie, I have interest in the Nashville Predators on the -1 line to bounce back after their winning streak was snapped against Montreal last game. So lean Preds in this game. I'm not going to play it though.
I have not been betting Sabres games. So I'm going to continue to not bet Sabres games. I feel like this is an awful spot for Buffalo, but at the same time, I feel like one of the most public teams today is going to be Nashville. Because I feel like everybody's going to see the overtime game yesterday. Buffalo having to travel from Toronto to Nashville, which is a decent trip. And have to play on a second night of a back-to-back, possibly having Comrie. There's so many things that, it should all line up for Nashville. But if we're all seeing that, then so will everybody else. And I feel like that could be a really rough spot for Nashville. Maybe a draw tonight. If it's UPL. If it's UPL, maybe look towards a draw. If it's Comrie, there's zero chance I would ever come close to betting the Sabres. If it's Comrie, I would bet the over. But for right now, I'm not betting Sabres games.
Yeah. This is a game I'm going to wait for a confirmation. If it is Comrie, they confirm Comrie for me, I'll be on the Nashville Predators -1.
Yeah. Leaning Pistons also was leaning them early. There you go. O'Reilly and Forsberg anytime goals. Remember what happened to Hauser, Timmy? Oh, I remember when people thought he was the answer in net. Yeah. Preds regulation. See? Preds puck line. Yeah. If Predators didn't lose in a weird way to snap their streak, would have been Sabres for me. It's just a bad spot for Buffalo in general. You also got to look. normally, and I know normally when you see a team get a winning streak snapped, normally they lose multiple in a row. But, well, everything is against Buffalo in this game, so we'll see how it goes. Did you guys have a projection on the total in the Panthers-Flyers?
Yep.
You got 6.5 plus 100 yesterday, or he got 6.5 plus 100 yesterday when the lines opened. Seeing minus 135s now, and not sure if I should cash out or let it ride.
I would still take the under. I have that game projected at 5.74. If I could have gotten 6.5 at even money, I'd be on the under in that game. So yeah, I like it.
There you go.
Let it ride.
Boston College versus Louisville on now. No, it's not. Boston College doesn't play today.
They played last night.
Is it women's? Are you talking women's college basketball right now? Because I don't. Oh, yeah, women's are playing right now. Dude, I have not a clue. I don't pay attention to women's college basketball. Good luck, though. It is women's. I just looked it up. It is women's college basketball that you're talking about. Boston plus 550. Good luck, dude. I pay zero attention to women's college basketball. WNBA, sure, we could pay attention to. Women's college basketball, no. Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, we have the Minnesota Wild heading to the Arizona Coyotes. Total of 6 in this game. Line opened up at a minus 133. It's up to a 140. So we've had a move towards Minnesota here in this one. Line opened up at a 110. It's up to a 117. So we've had a move towards the over. We've had a move towards the Wild in this spot here. 33% of the tickets, 63% of the cash on Arizona. 97% of the tickets are on the over. The line's moving. I believe the line moved towards the over, if I said that right. If I remember saying that correctly, the line had moved towards the over. Yep, 7 cents towards the over in this game here. I have this game projected for Gustafsson and Ingram. Now, if it is Vejmelka, I will probably add the over to this game as well, because I do have this game projected at 6.29 goals with Ingram. If it's Vejmelka, I'd probably look towards the over a little bit more in this game. If it's Fleury, I'll look probably a little bit more towards the over in this game. Give me Wile E. Coyote in this one here. Plus 120 is what I think I got with them here, or plus 125 with Arizona in this game. The minus plus 130 is what I got with Arizona in this game. The Wild should not be laying this type of number on the road. Pretty plain and simple for me. I don't understand the line move towards the Wild on the road here. As bad as the Yotes have been, they're 15-15 at home this year. And the Wild struggle away from home. This has been a series that recently has been pretty decent towards the Coyotes, who have won 3 of the last 4 matchups against the Wild in this one here. So, and for the last 7 games as well. This was a series previously dominated by the Wild that the Yotes have had their number a little bit as of late. The Wild are coming in. They had their 3-game losing streak snapped with a 4-3 struggle win as minus 350 favorites against the San Jose Sharks. Not impressive at all. Previous to that, 3-1 loss to St. Louis, a 6-1 loss to Nashville, both on the road, and a 3-2 loss against Carolina. Arizona had their 2-game winning streak snapped on their first game back after a long road trip. Kind of a weird spot. They were minus 270 favorites in that game and lost 5-2 to the Blackhawks. And I get it. Bounce backs are for a good team. So Arizona are obviously not a good team, but they're not playing a good team either. I like Arizona here at plus 130. I just think the line's off in this game. And there's a lot of value here at Arizona. So a little bit of ow! Arizona money line for me here on the spot, plus 130 in this game.
I think I can call this one the...
Stop it. Get some help.
I want nothing to do with this one. The Coyotes are not a team that that I want to go and bet on right now. And neither are the Wild as a minus 140 road favorite. So for me in this one, it's a complete stay away. Maybe look towards an over just because Arizona's goaltending has not been good, or anything in Arizona, period, has not been good. So it'd be a lean towards an over. Am I going after this one? No.
Fair. Small little trade in the NHL. Joel Edmondson's heading to Toronto in exchange for a 3rd-round pick and a 5th-round pick to the Capitals. So Joel Edmondson is now a Leaf. That's a nice little blue line depth piece for them.
There you go. Don't do it. Don't do it, Joe. Women's college basketball is so volatile. Spreads are so high for faves. They really are. Thank you all. No problem. Wiley Coyote against the mild Yotes and the over tiny sprinkle on the Yotes reverse puck line. I can't fade the Wild here. Lots of rest and desperate for goals against a weak defensive team. Good luck. Nobody else took IFPW today. I didn't even look at the game. Or it was part of the spreadsheet, but no, I did not go after the game. Yotes, you back the Yotes as dogs, not as gigantic favorites. I would have to agree with that statement. Cody's going to smack them. Yotes. We got 3 more hockey games, Nick.
Yeah, we have this one's an interesting one. 2 top teams in the Pacific Division that are bet against for me at the moment. We have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Vancouver Canucks. The Canucks currently leading the Pacific Division. Vegas 4th. Vegas -115, -120 home favorites. Total 6 in this game. They are coming back after. No, this is not their first game back. No, this is their first game back after a long road trip. So not a good spot here for the Vegas Golden Knights. On the flip side, this is the 3rd game of a road trip for the Vancouver Canucks, who they've won 2-1 both games against LA and Vegas, or LA and Anaheim. My bad. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have the Vegas Golden Knights opened up as -113 favorites. They're now down to they're up to a 116. Line opened up at a 6 at -110. It's down to a 6 at -104. So we've had to move towards the under here as well. Let's take a look here in this spot. 38% of the tickets and 59% of the cash is on the under. Nope. That would be on the Vegas Golden Knights. And 86% of the tickets, 98% of the cash on the under in this spot as well. I kind of like the under in this game. We've seen Vancouver start to play more defensively responsible hockey. However, this is not However, the Vegas Golden Knights have not. And when you look at what the Vegas Golden Knights have done as of late, they've done nothing but go over the total. 6-3, 7-2, 5-4, 6-2, 4-3, 7-3, 5-3, 4-0, 3-1, 5-3. So they've gone over in 8 of their last 10 games. No interest in an under with the Vegas Golden Knights right now, but I have no interest in an over with the Vancouver Canucks right now. Another question is, with the Vegas Golden Knights tonight, is what's their starting lineup going to look like? And this is something we have to keep an eye out for with the trades happening right now, because the ultimate and it looks like they're going to have Mantha on the 3rd line with Cotter and Waugh, and I don't think they're going to have Hannafin in the lineup yet. Because I'm seeing Martinez, Pietrangelo, McNabb, Theodore, Whitecloud, Haig. With this game here, I think there's just too many moving pieces. My numbers slightly lean towards the Golden Knights, but I do not want to back the Golden Knights after a 5-game road trip on the East Coast against Ottawa, Toronto, Boston, Buffalo, Columbus, and now they have to head back home. And we've had very similar spots where teams legs with this. Prime example, Arizona last game, coming in off of that long road trip there. But no play for me here in this spot. I would lean under in this game, but I do not trust Vegas for an under right now.
Now, normally I would agree with you here, where it would never be a Vegas spot. I'm going to disagree with that. I think it is a Vegas spot because normally it's when it's a successful road trip that you kind of want.
Any road trip.
No, I feel like it's more if it's a successful road trip, which I don't know about you. A 1-4 road trip that you got 3 points is not a successful road trip whatsoever. And I would kind of want to stay completely I'm not completely away. Sorry, I would want to look towards Vegas in this matchup, because now they're a team that's lost 7 out of their last 10 games, 8 out of their last 10 games, and you're getting them at a pick'em against one of the best teams in the West. Sorry, the best team in the West. I would lean Vegas in this one. No, currently the Vancouver Canucks are the best team in the West points wise, and you know that. But I'm kind of on the Knights here, Nick. Go Knights, go.
Good luck. I have no interest in that whatsoever.
Mantha, anytime goal, of course. Under and maybe a draw. Could be. This game is a very tough call. Lean VGK. I like VGK in this one. Hey guys. Hey Dad. How you doing? Good to see you.
Good morning.
FPF. Yeah, I'm not interested in PFW today. Is that Saber Trader back for them? Insert VGK asshole pick. I'm taking his props under if he is. Yeah, he was back last game. Under 6.5. Yeah, I can see the under in that one. Got 2 more hockey games, and then we get to the NBA.
Yeah. Oh boy. We have the New York Islanders. They are traveling all the way to San Jose to take on the Sharks. -275 road favorites, total of 6 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this spot here, where we have this line opened up at a -235 for the Islanders. It's up to a 262. So we've had a big move towards New York in this game here. And this line opened up at a 6 at -110. It's down to a 6 at -108. So we've had a slight move towards the under, and we've had a move towards New York in this game here. 93% of the tickets are on the under, which explains the line move towards the under here. And we have 70% of the tickets are on the money line for the Islanders, 36% of the tickets, and 70% of the cash on the puck line for the Sharks. I kind of do lean Sharks +1.5 in this game. I don't think the Sharks win this game. However, would it shock anybody to see the Sharks give a good fight in this game like they have the last few games and maybe force this game to overtime? This could be a nice juicy draw for people looking at that. It's also a revenge spot. The Islanders lost 5-4 at home against the Sharks earlier in the year in overtime. The Islanders are coming in on 4 straight wins, 2 of them on the road against decent competition. 3-2 win against the Stars, 5-3 against the Red Wings, 5-1 against the Bruins, 4-2 against the Blues. On the flip side, 8 straight losses here for the Sharks. 2 of the last 3 games, both against the Dallas Stars, have gone into overtime. They've covered the +1.5 puck line in 3 straight games because they also covered the +1.5 as +295 dogs in Minnesota. Now they head back to the Shark Tank here. Would it surprise me to see this game be 3-3 heading into overtime? No. Would it surprise me to see this game be 5-0 Islanders? No. Would it shock me to see the Sharks win this game 3-1 because it's a weird spot for the Islanders on 1 day's rest heading across the country? No. I think there's a lot of volatility in this game. I lean Sharks +1.5, but I'm not going to play this.
It's Sharks or nothing. There's 0 chance I'm laying -275 or a puck line on the Islanders in that stretch. Especially with 1 day rest, traveling across the country. I just think it's an awful spot. And this is just a Sharks team that I'm not going to bet them. I will say that. I'm not going to bet the Sharks game. But it would be a lean towards Sharks. Nothing I wanted to get involved in.
Fair.
Sharks -1.5.
No.
Is this the Islanders of the 80s? -275. I want the over in the draw. The thing is, I could easily see this
draw.
One
the draw is very interesting.
2-2 going into overtime. Sharks. There you go, the Sharks. That epic collapse against the Sharks was rough.
That was the Lane Lambert Islanders, though. That was not the Patrick Waugh Islanders.
There you go. Morning, Brad. Islanders first period puck line, Sharks puck line full game.
Yeah. We have, by the way, +375 for the draw.
Okay. Clear Shark spot, and Sharks choked bad against the Stars. Yeah, but come on, that's against the Stars. And we get to go to the one last one that I get to pass on, Nick.
I mean, yeah, this card, it's a big card. Yeah, it's a fun looking card. It's a terrible card betting wise. Because when we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the games here have a favorite of at least minus 200. That's no fun.
No.
The Kings minus 200 favorites in this game, total of 6.5 in this spot. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have the Kings opened up as a minus 195. They're down to 185. Line moved towards the Ottawa Senators here. Line opened up at a 6.5 minus 1.3. It's down to a 6.5 plus 105. So move towards the under. Move towards the Kings in this game here with 53% of tickets, 87% of the cash on the Sens, and then 52% of the tickets on the over in this game as well. I won the Kings minus 1. I don't want them at this number here. I have no interest in backing the Senators in this spot. They're coming in off of another bad loss. The Senators team is not to be trusted. And I'm projecting potentially Korpisalo in that. Who hasn't been very good. His team has really been struggling as of late. The Kings, I feel like, are starting to turn into the right direction here. I can only look LA in this spot. That's a pass.
Yeah, no, I'm going to completely pass on this one. I'm not laying minus 200, and I'm not interested in Ottawa. I will say I do have one play that I was waiting for confirmation of something, and I was scrolling through Twitter and I found it. Plus 750. Mr. Boehm Byram to get a goal tonight for the Buffalo Sabres. First game for Buffalo, scores a goal. Ready for it? We saw it with that one Flames trade. What was it? Kuzmenko, thank you. Scored one, and so did the guy going the opposite way.
Lindholm.
Yeah, both of them scored their first game. So I would grab that, and I'll wait for the Avalanche game tomorrow to grab a little bit of Casey Middlestad to score a goal.
There you go.
Against the Minnesota Wild. That's awesome. All right. Yes, totally down for that.
Hell yeah.
Houston Rockets got the win. Yes, they did.
No, they did not. They got the cover. They did not get the win.
Oh. I honestly didn't even know because all I had was the under, and it fell apart in the second half. Kings and the under, maybe a draw as well. Some of the money line juice in hockey ain't worth the squeeze on its own.
True. Yeah.
We'll start into the NBA, and we'll start with this game, Nick.
Yeah, let's get it started here. We have the Brooklyn Nets minus 2, total of 216 in this game against the Detroit Pistons in this spot. Total are let's take a look at the line history in this game here. Kind of weird seeing the Pistons only 2-point dogs in this game. Let me get my projections up. I'm waiting for these lines to load. Sometime today would be cool. There we go. We have this line opened up with the Nets as minus 3-point favorites. It's down to a 2. Line opened up at a 216. It's still a 216. So we've had no line movement on the total. And we've had a half-point line movement a point line movement towards the Pistons in this game here. Let's take a look at the cash flow where we have 65% of the tickets and 62% of the cash is on the Pistons. The lines move towards them here, 9,375 tickets in. 86% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on the under. And the line's moving. The line has not moved at all for this game. I have this game projected up in the 220s in this game here. When you look at these two teams, what have they been doing totals wise? So I'm feeling I know I cashed the they've been unders. I cashed it over with the Nets last
Brooklyn's been a little bit overs, but they've been totals. The last 2 games have been totals lower than this.
Yeah. Brooklyn, has gone over in back-to-back games. There was 208 points in that game against Memphis, which went over 206.5, and there was 219 points, which would have gone over this total here against Philly last night. This is a back-to-back, which is probably why the line is so low on Brooklyn in this spot. And a lot of unders here for the Pistons as of late. There was 228 points in their last game against the Heat. But I would only look over the total in this game with the line being this low, but I'll pass here.
I'm on the under. This has been a Pistons team that has been struggling to score. Well, actually, they've been scoring, but they actually They just been playing lower scoring games. Granted, this is one of the lowest totals that we've seen for the Pistons in a long time, but I think it's warranted. So I do like the under in this game. I think this is an ugly game where the first one to 100, 105. Could we easily see this one finish 96 to 89? Yeah, I think it could be that low scoring of a game. I like the under in this one, Nick. Under the 216, I believe I got it at. I got 217. So I got 217 and it's dropped a point. So I'm happy with that. Under 217 for me.
Fair enough.
Even more reason to back the Yotes. Mild might be looking ahead to the Avs. The Wild cannot be looking ahead to anybody right now. That's the problem. Big time 1-800-GAMBLER game here. There you go. Yes, they did. Avoid this trash of a toilet bowl matchup. There you go. Lean Pistons.
This makes me want to bet it more.
Jalen Duran. Double. Yeah. Good luck. And no, they did not win yesterday. The Clippers won 122 to 116. I'm looking at it right now. Now there is some big news in this game, Nick.
Yeah, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Indiana Pacers. Pacers minus 115 favorites in this, or minus 1.5 favorites in this game. Total 228.5 or 228. That caught my attention there because I was looking Minnesota in this spot, but I'm assuming
can I give the big news before you do it?
Okay.
Karl Anthony Towns is out long term.
Ouch.
Left meniscus injury. The closest that they have him coming back is April 2nd. So he's out for about a month. There you go.
Ouch.
All right, go ahead now.
That explains the line move because they opened up at minus 2.5. They're now a plus 1.5. So there's been a 4-point line movement towards the Pacers in this one here. Line opened up at a 234.5. It's down to a 227.5. So we've had a big move towards the under here as well. 7 points, which you know is exactly what I'm going to do in this game. 40% of the tickets and 73% of the cash is on the over in this game. 58% of the tickets, 88% of the cash is on the Pacers in this game. So big bets coming in on the Pacers here. But looking at this spot here, over. I mean, I feel like this is just a pretty simple over for me. With the line dropping the way it has, it kind of falls into what I've been trying to bet lately. And at 228, I have this game projected at a 231. With this line dropping as much as it has, I'm going to move on this over here in the spot over 228 with Minnesota and Indiana.
I don't really like my play as much right now. I'm on the Pacers. I bet it last night, and they announced the Karl Anthony Towns news 2 hours ago. So I obviously did not know that when I bet it. If I knew that, I probably wouldn't have bet the Pacers. But I'm already on them, so I can't back out now. I'm going to stick with the Pacers here. I think you're going to see some regression from this Minnesota team down to the mean. And I think that come playoff time, Minnesota is going to be sitting in the 3 seed. Because I do think the top 2 teams in the West are Denver and Oklahoma City. So this is a Indiana. I do have Indiana. I do not like it as much with the Karl Anthony Towns news, but it is what it is. I'm already on.
Fair enough.
Yes, sir. Yotes. Get it. Let's keep rolling on, Nick.
Yeah. I'm currently just figuring out the last couple of plays for college basketball. There was a couple on the spreadsheet that the line moved to half point that their plays now. But yeah. Fair enough. Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat minus 4.5 for the Mavericks, total 229.5. Line opened up at a 4. It's up to a 4.5. And then we have this total opened up at a 228. It's up to a 229. So we've had a 1-point movement towards the over here as well. 67% of the tickets are on the over, 10,699 tickets in. And then we have 51% of tickets and 56% of the cash on the Miami Heat, with the line moving towards the Heat in this game here. My projection for this game was the Mavericks at -1.5. So I see value here with Miami in this game, in this spot. I am interested in the Heat in this game. And I think I'm going to end up moving on Miami. The line's moving in their direction. The market likes them. My numbers like them. They're a play for me here, +4.5 and plus 165 here with the Heat.
I think it's definitely a strong lean towards the Heat. I may end up adding it later. This is a Heat team that has really come up as of late because they are now 9 games over 500. They're 8-2 their last 10 games, and their only losses the last 10 games are to the Boston Celtics and the Denver Nuggets. I don't know about you, but I think I would be all right with those losses. The current number 1 team in the league and the defending champions. I think I would be all right with those losses in your last 10. Dallas, I don't know what's going on with them. They lost as a 5.5-point favorite to the Pacers by 17. They lost outright to the Philadelphia 76ers as a 7.5-point favorite. They got blown out by Boston. They won against Toronto, but who isn't winning against Toronto nowadays? And just ultimately rough spot after rough spot for this Dallas Mavericks team. Have they played this year? This will be the first meeting between the Miami Heat and the Dallas Mavericks. It's a lean towards the Heat, not enough for me to bet it.
Fair enough.
Is just the usual Luka double-double to parlay with Nuggets money line. Don't hate it. Tim, any thoughts on Astros and St. Louis Cardinals? I don't bet college. I don't bet spring training. I have not looked at spring training. I think I bet one game and it lost, and I've been betting college baseball instead. So Brandon, I have no thoughts on it. No, can't stick around looking for some winners on the card today. Let's go. That will be up after the show once Nick puts up his hockey plays. So this game is disgusting.
Oh boy, yeah, we have the Suns as 10.5-point favorites against the Raptors, total 232.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where we have this game opened up with the Suns as 9-point favorites. It's up to a 10.5 in some spots, but mostly 10s I'm seeing. Line opened up at a 231.5 down to a 230 or up to a 232.5. So we've had a slight move towards the over, 45% of the tickets, 82% of the cash on the over. And we've been a move towards the Suns with 45% of tickets and 93% of the cash on Suns. So the line moves make sense here in this game. I had this game projected around a 7.5. Am I interested in backing Toronto? No, not at all, especially in America. I don't have any interest in backing the Raptors. And as for the total in this game, slight move towards the over, and I actually have a slight lean towards the under because I had this game projected at 231. So no play for me here in this game. Pretty simple pass here.
It's a lean towards Toronto, but a no play. And the only reason why I would be leaning towards Toronto, they are coming off of the worst home loss in Raptors history, when they lost by 41 points at home to the Pelicans. That's the only reason why I'm kind of looking that direction. Am I betting it? No, because they're traveling across the country on one day's rest over to Phoenix. I will say Phoenix, coming off of probably their best win of the year, an overtime double-digit point win versus the Nuggets. So this one is Toronto or nothing. If there was an extra day of rest for Toronto, maybe I look towards the Raptors. Not on 1 day's of rest, traveling from Canada to Phoenix. Not a chance. Pass on this one.
Fair enough.
Okay. Heads up, NHL lines are out for tomorrow. There you go.
Cool.
Any thoughts on the Rockets and the Trailblazers? They do not play today. No, I do not have any thoughts on that game yet. This is the game that I'm kind of looking towards today. This is my last play.
Yeah, the Denver Nuggets and the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are 1-point road favorites in Denver. When was the last time we saw a team go into Denver and be favored? That's a genuine. I know it's only a -1, but they're still technically favorites. When was the last time we've seen a team go into Denver and be favorited?
Give me a minute and I'll find it. Guys, this happened this year.
Oh, it did. Okay. Let's take a look here at the line history in the spot. I bet online it's a pick 'em now. It opened up at Boston -2. It's down to a pick. And this line opened up at a 223. It's down to a 221. So we've had a move towards the under. We've had a move towards the Nuggets in this game here. 51% of the tickets, 91% of the cash is on Denver. 60% of the tickets, 70% of the cash is on the spread for Denver. 38% of the tickets and 86% of the cash is on the under in this game here. I had this game projected for the Celtics to be about 2.5 point favorites in this game. So I thought that the opening line was right. I don't know about I don't know about the line moving the way it has. I would only look Boston in this game. I think that they were favorites in Denver for a reason. And I would only look towards the Celtics in this game, but it's a no play for me.
Correction, the Nuggets have been dogs 4 times, all of them on the road. So this has not happened this year. But there's some game. It's a pick 'em, so it's not really a dog. I feel like this is a bounce back spot for the Nuggets here. Coming off of a ugly overtime loss against Phoenix at home. Although you got Boston coming off of blowing a big lead, but that was on the road. I think it's a worse spot for Boston. I think it's a bigger bounce back spot for a Nuggets team that is 24-6 at home. Not to mention the Nuggets have played the Boston Celtics one time this year, and it was in Boston, and the Nuggets won that game. I think this is a series that the Nuggets could sweep. I think the Nuggets get the win tonight. And this should be good. Is this on national? It's on TNT tonight. Although 10 o'clock, I'm not gonna be able to watch the game, but should be a good game tonight. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna be on the Nuggets money line, and I got that at -105.
Fair enough.
Let's keep on rolling.
Yeah, we have the Chicago Bulls. They are at the Golden State Warriors -8. Are these Warriors? Total of 224 in this game. Both these teams on a back-to-back. The Bulls were in Utah last night. They got the win. And Golden State got the massive bounce-back win. They beat the Bucks by 30 last night. So maybe, I don't know if this is a flat spot or anything along those lines. But both teams on a back-to-back, which makes this thing kind of tricky. This line opened up at a 6.5. It's up to an 8. Or it's opened up at a 5.5. It's up to an 8. So we've had a decent move towards the Warriors. Line opened up at a 226. It's down to a 223.5. So we've had a move towards the under, and we've had a move towards the Warriors. 83% of the tickets, 80% of the cash will do that. 78% of the tickets, 97% of the cash on the over. Kind of interesting there. I had this game projected around 230.5. So I kind of like this over in this spot here. With the line plummeting the way it has, kind of falls into what I've been trying to bet with the NBA. It's just overs when totals are plummeting because of the bias towards all the unders cashing after the All-Star break. I think I want to move on this over at 224 in this game.
I want zero to do with this game. It's Bulls or nothing, but Bulls are coming off of a game in Utah, and that is rough to play either in Utah or in Denver. Those are the two toughest places to play. And now they got on a second back-to-back. They're going to be tired tonight. Going up against a Warriors team that is coming off of a huge bounce-back win after getting blown out by, 52 points the game before. I totally missed the Warriors last night. So that was on me, but this is a pass. It would be a fade spot for both teams. I don't hate your overplay, but I want nothing to do with this one.
Yeah, I also have this game projected for some nice value on Chicago. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take the team total over for Chicago as well, 107.5 at -120, and the full game over 223.5 at -110.
There you go. Blue and Gold's two small dogs, Blues and the Nuggets. Nuggets with barbecue sauce. What channel is the Nuggets game on? TNT. Final game, and this one is another one that I want nothing to do with.
Yeah, this could be a tricky spot for these Kings coming in off of that comeback win last night against the Lakers, and end up winning by double digits.
Wow. What?
Yeah, they ran away within the second half there. Let's take a look.
See that game.
Yep. Line opened up at a 9.5. It's up to 11. So we've had a move towards Sacramento in this game. Line opened up at a 241, down to a 236.5, which is starting to fall into a little bit into one of those got to bet the overs type of play here. I have this game projected around 240. So yeah, I can definitely see this as an over. The Spurs played limited defense, and so did the Sacramento Kings. Taking a look at my projection for this game, I have this game at a 9.5. So I have a slight lean towards the Spurs. And so does the public. 76% of the tickets, 87% of the cash on the Spurs, and the line's moving towards the Kings, which tells me maybe the Kings blow them out in this game, but who knows? Then 25% of the tickets, 50% of the cash on the over. I'm just going to play the over 236 in this game as the last play of the NBA for me for this card.
Yeah, I'm looking at yesterday's game real quick. At one point, the Lakers at best had a 91.7% chance of winning. They were up 37-18 in the first quarter. By the second quarter, they were projected to lose. Because it was 37-28 after the first, and then a 44-20 second quarter is ridiculous. I'm not going to go after this game. Not laying 11 points on the Kings, and if I was going to bet the Spurs, it would have to be at home. So once again, not interested in going after a widespread game. I got my 3 plays that I like.
Fair enough.
I might have to put you in timeout, Dave. Ranch dressing and an extra side to rub on your chest, obviously. No. But I will. But Brad said he'll watch you put it on your chest. So I'm kidding. He said he's going to watch the Nuggets game. That is all of the games for today. We'll go ahead and do a little bit of housekeeping before we head on out. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description below. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. All of that's linked down below. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the YouTube channel, $5.99 a month, 16 cents a day. I'll be putting up plays for today's games up there in a little bit after the stream once the hockey stuff is up. So if you guys are interested in all that, that will be up on the community tab. I'm down. Recap for today. What was I looking at? It's kind of looking at the Blues or like the Devils team total under. I'm still not entirely sure with that one. I think if I have to go after anything today, it's the Vegas Golden Knights in hockey. And then I like the under in the Pistons game. I like the Indiana Pacers, and I like the Denver Nuggets. Nick?
Yeah. Rocking with the Flames at plus 125. I got the Columbus Blue Jackets team total over at 2.5, minus 125. Full game over 6.5, minus 130. I'm on the Blues plus 150. Blues team total over 2.5, minus 135. Toronto Maple Leafs plus 122. Arizona Coyotes at plus 130. In the NBA, I have where was these plays? I have Minnesota and Indiana over the total. And I have the Miami Heat plus 4.5 and money line. I have the Chicago Bulls and Warriors over 223.5 and San Antonio Sacramento over 236.
There you go. That's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back with another one tomorrow. Peace out, guys.